So, let me tell you something about this 5-hour meal law that apparently went into effect, I should say, this year, I guess, or late last year, here in California. And I'm sure it's not the only state in this country that's dealing with something like this. But let me give you my thoughts on it. I think, honestly, it is one of the dumbest laws they've ever brought into existence. It is. Now, look, I understand the reasoning for it. I understand, some people used to take advantage of, of the lunch periods and all that, but before this law came into place. I understand it. They used to take advantage of it. They used to try to combine both lunch and meals together. I get that. I understand that. But, when I look at the law as a whole, even though I can understand the reasoning for it, like I said, it's probably one of the stupidest decisions they have ever made. One of the dumbest. One of the dumbest. Okay? And I just don't understand why they can't see that sometimes it can't work. I mean, when I used to work at the Big W, Walmart, if you will, it got so busy that even though I tried to go to my meal on my scheduled time, they said, hey, they said, no, we need you for just a little bit longer. Even though it'd get close, to going beyond the time frame. And even at times it did go beyond it. I never got in trouble. I never got canceled. I never got canceled. Not canceled, but consoled. Yeah, I never got consoled. Easy for me. I never got consoled or talked to, anything like that because of it. Because they understood there was nothing they could do. It was busy. Now, yes, the people I work with at Walmart understand, not Walmart, but Target, understand the same thing. They understand all of that. Thank the Lord. Right? They understand that too. And you could tell that they themselves do not like, they do not like the idea of this law being in existence. They don't. Because it doesn't help them. It doesn't help those that they're in charge of. It doesn't help anybody because how are you supposed to get to your meal if you're packed to the brim with customers where your line, along with everybody else's lines, are cornering around the store? How are you supposed to do that? You can't. You can't do it. And it is just beyond pathetic. It is beyond pathetic. And if that's not all, it's not just my job. It's all retail jobs, apparently. Walmart, Kohl's, Safeway, Lucky's, Albertsons, Food Max, Food for Less, Big Lots, all these places that are looked at as retail, whether they're super centers, grocery, whatever. They're all looked at in a way that basically, puts their employees in a situation to where when it comes to the Christmas time of year or the summer year or whatever, or back to school, it puts their employees, their associates, their advocates, whatever you want to call them, into a bind that, is hard to get out of because of the fact that, you could be short on staff or the fact that it's so busy that even if you turn off your light and you try to tell people you're closed, they'll just keep coming. They just keep coming because, like I've mentioned before, when I was at Walmart, people would come because, we see other customers in line, so let's just go over to these lines and check out there. Not realizing the light's trying to tell you something when it's off. And if there's one thing I will give credit to my old job because they've done this before and they've improved on it, is they have these little things that you pull across your lane to indicate, yeah, I'm done. You can't come through. Although I'm pretty sure customers wanting to, check out and get out of the store have lifted that thing up and said, I'm checking out. Or they've crawled under it and said, I'm checking out. It is seriously one of the things that still boggles the mind. It still boggles the mind. And yeah, I understand customers get frustrated at the fact that when you tell them you're closed, they got to go someplace else. I understand the frustration. Heck, we had a lady put her basket down with an item saying, I'm just leaving this here, and then she left because there was no carts. There's nothing we could do about that. We're doing our best we can. We're doing the best we can to get carts in. But, going back to this law, when you have customers that don't understand, hey, this person is going home, or this person is going on their break, or this person is going on their meal, when you have customers that don't understand that and don't realize that when a light, like let's say this is off, that means the register is closed. The person is leaving. I just don't understand that. I don't get it. Because to me, it is one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. It's one of the craziest things I've ever experienced as someone that's worked in retail. That customers just do not understand that. They do not understand that when a light goes off on a register, that person is going to be going to the meal or the break or going home. And now when you incorporate this law, not just for my job at Target, but for all retail jobs out there, Kohl's, Lucky's, everybody I've mentioned, Kohl's, Lucky's, Walmart, Macy's, Safeway, you name it, Food Max. When you incorporate this law into the equation, with a few exceptions here and there, like my mom's a teacher, and she may or may not be exempt because she's a Head Start preschool teacher, so I don't know yet whether or not she's going to be exempt. Because if she isn't, that don't help her. That don't help her or any of the other teachers. I'll tell you that. But anyway, this law doesn't help anybody. It doesn't. It doesn't help anybody because the customers are not clued in on this law, and which is why this law is so stupid. I mean, I get and understand the reasoning for it. As I mentioned, I understand the reasoning for it. People take advantage of the lunches. Sometimes they have a lunch and then, I got a break up coming. I'll just go to my break too. I get that. I understand that. You want to put an end to that. You want to put an end to it. You want to stop that. I understand and get it. I do. I understand and get it. I really do. But it's something that they need to reevaluate as a law. Instead of 5 hours, maybe you should say 5.5. Like if you violate after 5.5 hours, then you get a counseling. Then you get a final warning. Then you get a termination. That's better because at least you're giving people an extra half hour to get themselves out to lunch or out to go home. And also it gives time for the retailers to assist all the customers that are needed. Even if the customers don't grasp the idea that when a light is off, like this one here, that means the register is closed. It just really ticks me off to no end that this rule is around. And like I said, the people I work with, the managers and all that, they see that too. They don't like it. Heck, the manager that talked to me recently gave me my second strike, final warning, if you will. Basically said, and I quote, that she had been through this too. And she's the reason why, and she, gave me the advice to do what she does. And that's set your alarm, or set an alarm on your clock, if you will, set the alarm on your clock. And basically set it for when you have to go to lunch or when you got to clock out if you have a short day. And that's what I've been doing. And guess what? It works. It works. Even if they ask, I tell them, look, this is what's going to happen if I don't. So thankfully, it works. Thankfully, it works. And I'm happy about that. I am. I'm happy about that. Thankfully, it works. Thankfully, it works. But the thing is, it shouldn't have to be an issue. It shouldn't have to be an issue. And I'm just trying to get a cat away from there. Hold on. Yeah, I just had to get a cat away from this tan bark there. It's like they like to poop in there for some reason. Anyway, like I was saying, they need to reevaluate this law because right now it's not working. Give people a half hour more. At least give people, the employees, the advocates, the associates, the managerial team, that's in charge of them at these places, give them time enough to make sure everything is taken care of, customers are taken care of and all that, then allow them to go to the lunch. 5 hours straight up is not going to work. And hopefully they realize that in the long run, it's not going to work. It's not. I mean, if it does work, if all places get accustomed to it eventually, that's fine. But it doesn't work. But right now, it's not working well. And obviously it's something that came into law this year or late last year. Because I do remember during orientation they told us about it. But it is so stupid when you really think about it that a law like this exists. What they need to do with it is adjust it. Because if not, everybody's going to eventually have their jobs on the line. And they don't need their jobs on the line. I don't need it on the line. And thankfully, I'm going to be able to rectify that. With me, it's always been a third opportunity. When I've had my back against the wall, the third opportunity, I've always been able to make, I've been able to make a diamond mine. Not a diamond mine, but I've been able to make Caesar salad out of crap with it. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm not going to lose my job. I'm going to go from now on forward to letting this be on every 4 hours and then getting out of there. That is what I'm going to do. Because, I'm not taking that chance anymore. But again, I tell you right now, this is a law that needs to be reevaluated. And I don't care if it's just regulated to California or if it's a law that's being utilized in other states across this country. It is a law that needs to be reevaluated. It needs to be, looked at again, readjusted, and at least put a half hour more on there to really make sure and allow folks to be able to get things accomplished before they can go to the meal. Because there are going to be times, especially in retail, where you can't really get out. You can't get out due to the fact that customers just keep coming. Again, like I said, you could show them that the light is off all you want. They keep coming. And the other thing that hurts too is a language barrier. There's a language barrier. And when you try to tell them in English or a language you think they're going to understand, they still don't get it. I mean, there have been times, not just here at Target, but at Walmart, I should say, there have been times at both companies where I will tell people I'm closed. They'll be disappointed, yes. But then when I try to tell them I'm closed, they just put the stuff down. Why? Because they're like, screw you and you being closed. I want out. I want to check out right now. And it's like, lady, sir, we get your frustration, but I have to go to lunch. I have to clock out. I'm going to violate. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that whatsoever. And that's the thing, they just don't get it. And a language barrier sometimes doesn't help either. But again, this is why I say this thing needs to be reevaluated. This law needs to be reevaluated. Because if it's not reevaluated, I don't know. I do not know. But I'm telling you right now, it needs to be reevaluated because, here's the thing, the unemployment, it's going to skyrocket. It will skyrocket because of this law. The rates for unemployment are going to go so high, you're going to have a repeat of this past 2 years. And it's going to take even longer for that to be rectified. So they need to reevaluate this law. They do. And they need to do that now. Because it is the stupidest ruling I have ever heard of. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, live chat during the premiere, like the video. Super chats and stickers are open. Comment if you like below as well. Super thanks after the premiere. Check me out at my Teespring store. Help support me there with merchandise you can't get anywhere else. As well as check me out at BW Rose's Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations. Also support me at Venmo at Brian-Warmer-2 and at Cash App at BW Roses 98. But guys, let me know, and at patreon.com, so that's BW Roses. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know your thoughts on this whole 5-hour meal situation. Do you believe it should be, reevaluated, looked at, readjusted to add at least a half hour on more so things can get taken care of? What are your thoughts? And let me know wherever you live here in this country if you deal with something similar. Let me know down below, and like I said, in the comment section as well as in the live chat during the premiere, and I'll talk to y'all later.